Hi ladies. So it's been a while since I've shown this technique, at least here in the VIP group. We just covered it in our mature skin class. So I thought I would jump in here, have a great tutorial for you to reference back if you ever want to try this technique. You've probably heard of it before. I have shown it quite a few times. It's even in our guides. But I thought let's review, okay? It's been a little bit. So today I am going to cover what we call the Camo Bridge Pop technique, okay? So really what it's referring to is you're going to use 3 colors as your foundation, your camo, your bridge, and your pop. So I'm gonna show you how you can use that. I have them right here in my compact for you with our camo, bridge, and pop color. And then of course I have a contour, Blush+Bronzer, and a lip and cheek, okay? So it kind of rounds out kind of the top 5 best items to keep in here. No, 6. Top 6 items to keep in your top layer, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do this. Now with the Camo Bridge Pop technique, these are the 2 brushes that I highly recommend. One of them is going to be your buff brush. The buff brush has these little angled ends here. Usually your buff brush is for a little bit more coverage, but it's really good for this technique in applying your makeup onto your face and then coming in with a blush and bronzer brush to blend it all out, because then you're gonna have a little bit more of that light to medium coverage using this brush. So these 2 really complement each other. Now, you might be asking, who is this technique for? Mature skin women or anyone that has a lot of texture going on their face. This technique is really good because it helps kind of camouflage some of that. Or if you suffer from sunspots, melasma, hyperpigmentation, different types of colors on your skin. Maybe you really have a lot of freckles or even rosacea. This is going to be a good one for you, okay? And if you have perfectly beautiful skin, you can still use it too. I'm going to show you how, all right? So I am going to come in and I'll make sure that I share a graphic of what all of these are for your Camo, Bridge, and Pop. All of these, of course, I can color match you too. But we're going to start with our buff brush. And we are going to start with our camouflage color. Now, the way I want you to think of your camouflage, right, just as the word is you are trying to hide maybe imperfections, distractions. You're trying to hide something. You're trying to camouflage it. So when we come in with a camouflage color, it's often a little bit darker than our main color. And that's what's going to help camouflage. So whether it's dark under eye circles, if it's darker sunspots, if it's acne, you name it, we want to come in with that camouflage color. A lot of times, and I was taught this growing up too, like you have a zit on your face or you have dark under eye circles, you're going to come in with something bright to cover it up, to kind of patch it up. Well, really what that does is it brings more light. When you come in with a brighter color, brings more light to that spot, which is just highlighting it, okay? Which we don't want to do. We want to camouflage it. So it's better to come in with a darker color. So that's what we're going to do. Now, when we are coming in and camouflaging, I like to use, again, I'm using the buff brush. I'm going to start with the smaller side, because usually when we're camouflaging spots, they might be super small on our face. So all we're gonna do is take our brush, we're gonna stipple right into our camouflage color. So that's the color that's gonna be darker than your main. And we're just gonna take a look at our face, and everyone is gonna be different when it comes to this. And you are gonna find the spots that are distractions for you, okay? I can point out my distractions for me. So I have my under eyes. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna take a couple dots right where I have that discoloration for my under eyes, okay? Another thing, I have these little like freckle spots that actually looks like glasses spots. I wanna camouflage those. So I'm gonna come apply a little bit of my camouflage color just in those spots. And we're not gonna nitpick ourselves apart, okay? We're picking kind of the top 5, a lot like Demi. We're only picking the top 5 things that we see as distractions, okay? Now, I have a little bit of acne going on right here, so I'm gonna come in with a little bit of that camouflage color. If I have anything going on acne-wise, you can come in with that camouflage color. For me, a lot of times around my nose, I get a little bit of redness or even the tip of my nose, okay? I don't have a whole lot of sunspots going on right now. There's one little one right there. So you're just gonna come in, place that product. We're gonna let it warm up on our skin. And we're just trying to camouflage those spots. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the first step. When you are doing this technique, you are gonna be pleasantly surprised, which is why it's really good for mature skin women, that you're gonna use way less product than you typically would. So that's why it's really good for mature skin or textured skin. You're using a lot less because you are really pinpointing where you wanna put this makeup, okay? Next, we're gonna come into our pop color. I want you to think of your pop color just like your brightening highlight color, the one that you're gonna place around your eyes. Places where we wanna have a pop of color, a pop of brightness. So where do we do that? Of course, under our eyes. So I'm gonna come stipple in. I'm still gonna use this small end of my brush here. And I'm gonna add a little bit of pop of color to the outsides of my eyes. I want a pop of color in my temples because my temples are starting to sink in. I don't want darkness, I want to brighten in that area. And then of course, in that inner corner of my eye. Now for some people, if you don't have freckling on your nose or you don't have a red nose, you just have normal textured nose, you could come in with your brightening highlight color down the center of your face, okay? Definitely do that. For me, I'm not going to, because what did I put on my nose just previous to this? I put on a lot of camouflage color because I have a lot of freckling and a little bit of redness on my nose. So I don't want to bring brightness to that area. So again, everyone is going to be different. If you don't have sunspots, freckling, you name it on your nose, or even a red nose, you could definitely come in now with your brightening highlight color, okay? For me, I'm not going to. I want to keep it a little bit darker with that camouflage. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna flip my brush over and I'm gonna put my contour on next because it's super important to, number one, let our contour warm up on our face, but also I wanna know where I'm gonna be putting in the rest of my makeup, okay? So I'm just stippling into my contour color. Let's start up top here. This is as normal, right? So I'm just taking it right up by my hairline. I like to stop at the outside of my eyes because remember I'm brightening in this area. And then of course, we are going to come and apply some right along our cheekbone. And the buff brush is great for this too because it is a little bit smaller. The bristles are super dense. And then I'm gonna put a little bit around my lips because I'd like to add a little bit of shadowing, a little bit of plump, and then of course down by my jawline and use up the rest of that product right there, okay? So now is I'm gonna bridge, okay? Think of it as we are just filling in the spots. So our bridge color, we wanna bridge all the colors together. Our bridge is our main color, okay? Your main highlight color that you would technically use if you were doing any other type of technique, okay? So I'm gonna come back to my smaller end here. I am going to dip on in to my main highlight color, which is my bridge color. And all I'm gonna do is bridge the gap. Okay, so if you, let's say, had some camouflage color right here, you didn't need to place any, okay? So you're coming in and placing the product where you don't have anything else. If you have a camouflage color there, then you don't need anything there. So like for me, I already have camouflage color on my nose. I don't need to place anything else. I already have camouflage color or brightening color in my temple. I don't need to add anything else there. So it's a lot like the cheetah hack, right? But we are being a little bit more precise in adding in that camouflage color to help really hide some of that texture. Maybe it's sunspots, melasma, freckling, acne, whatever it may be. Okay, so we've got those 4 colors done. let's blend everything together. So this is now where I like to come into my blush and bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna start blending. Now remember, if you have textured skin or mature skin or acne prone skin, when you come and blend, I want you doing more of that stippling approach. That is gonna help give you that coverage without needing excess product, okay? Again, stippling is just kind of dabbing it onto your skin. If you don't have texture, fine lines, acne, by all means, if you want to kind of circle your way around or just swipe, you can do that too. So for me down here, I don't have a whole lot of texture issues, so I can literally just come in, swirl it around and cover it up. So this is like anything else. When we apply our makeup, we are just blending. So now I had that camouflage color on my nose, and it's giving me the coverage that I want without having any extra brightness. I'm just going to stipple around my eye because here I had some brightener and also some camouflage. And I'll take it over my lid too. But it blends like a dream as well because we allowed our colors to acclimate to our skin. And then it's up to you. You could either use this brush to blend in your contour, or you could come in with your buff brush. Doesn't matter. We'll try the buff brush today. And we're just going to pull it back into our hairline and kind of blend it right into our forehead and right on the sides of our cheeks. We're just going to stamp it in little flick-like motions up. And I'm gonna blend out any harsh lines with my blush and bronzer brush when I am done here. Okay. Make sure we're all blended up here. And then of course I'm gonna come in with a little bit of Bella bronzer and my lip and cheek color. All right, Bella bronzer, big fluffy end. Remember, the way I want you to think of this is kind of that crescent moon around your eyes. Okay, that's where the sun is going to kiss our face. It's going to be on your forehead, top of our cheeks, and then you can just ever so lightly take that blush and bronzer brush, the big fluffy end, and blend it right on into your main color, just bringing a little bit of warmth to your skin. If you want to take a little down your nose, you definitely can, or down your neck to make sure it blends evenly with your chest. Okay, we'll come in with a little bit of lip and cheek. This one right here is Boardwalk. And I'm just going to stipple and place it right above my contour here. So these don't change at all. Really the big thing when it comes to that Camo bridge pop is coming in first with a camouflage color and finding those kind of imperfections or distractions and placing a little bit of that camouflage color on first. Then we come in with the pop in our contour. And then we come in and bridge all those colors together with our main color. And of course, if you want to have any of your add-ons, if you want to come into your bronzer, your lip and cheek, illuminators, you name it, you can still play with all of that as you would like. But look at that. I'm getting a lot better coverage for some of those acne spots or my under eyes. I'm camouflaging those colors. I'm actually using a whole lot less product. So for me, with maturing skin and fine lines and wrinkles, it's not gonna feel heavy and cakey, just like cream doesn't anyways, but this is even better because we are so precise with our product and it just does a fantastic job of camouflaging, okay? So, Camo Bridge Pop, I'll make sure that I share these colors and these tools. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope this is super helpful. Have a great day.